Why should people of faith engage in public policy? As I reflect on why we are here as a gathering of folks from Interfaith gathering here on the Capitol steps, I think about the late, great theologian, ordained Baptist minister, and theologian and mystic Howard Thurman. In his seminal text, Jesus and the Disinherited, Thurman provides an interpretation of Jesus that gives hope to people whose backs are against the wall. And oftentimes, this hope is what Cornel West calls hope on a tightrope. And this hope is made real and transformative when people of faith bear witness in the public square. When we engage in public policy and social activism, we are inviting God's divine justice to link up with us as we produce a more just and equitable society. And this activism is rooted in a moral framework and ethical call to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, something that we find in many of our faith traditions. And that love, Howard Thurman argues, is rooted in action. So what we call humanity was born, lives on a street, has a name, gets hungry, and needs all the particular things that we need, according to Howard Thurman. And if this is the case, we must engage in public policy and not separate the body from the soul, lest we fall prey to a bifurcated faith that's dualistic theology that does not liberate people but domesticates people. And we must do this so we can serve our communities in a holistic fashion, because God cares, as Dr. Marla Frederick would say, about our lives between Sundays. And so it is our responsibility and obligation to take part in politics, because politics is a way of life and it has implications for all of us. Why should people of faith engage in public policy? Childhood poverty, predatory lending, unpaid sick time, hunger, lack of access to health care, mass incarceration, dysfunctional public education system, racism, patriarchy, sexism, homophobia, xenophobia, and Afrophobia are just some of the reasons why we must be unapologetically and unashamedly stand with power and authority in the public square, because as citizens we do not relinquish, we shall not and will not relinquish our right to hold the government accountable and to guarantee that the government remains a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Why should people of faith be engaged in public policy? Because we are the people, and our voices are needed to speak truth to power, to pursue just policies that produce outcomes that are life-giving, life-enriching, and life-sustaining resources might be made available to communities across this state so that all of God's creation can flourish. So we certainly pray for the leading, guiding ministry of God's Holy Spirit to fall fresh daily within these walls, these chambers, committee meetings, office spaces, and on all of us as we seek to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly before our God.